Alright, now we're going to go inside the subset of, we're going to go inside the rational numbers to check out the subsets, the other sets that are inside the rational numbers. So these are all going to be numbers that terminate or repeat. So it starts off pretty simple. So again, the Venn diagram, we're going to be looking in this section here, which I have outlined in yellow. We're going to be taking a look at the integers, the whole numbers, and the natural numbers. And these are all subsets of rational numbers, so therefore they're all rational numbers. Also, thing to note is when we take a look at all the natural numbers, they're also whole numbers, they're also integers, and they're also rational. Whole numbers, all the whole numbers are integers, they're all rational, but they're not all natural numbers. So if a circle, the entire circle is inside another circle, for example, whole numbers, its entire circle is inside the one for integers, then every whole number will be an integer. But the opposite isn't true. Since the whole circle for integers is not inside the circle for whole numbers, then all the integers aren't whole numbers. The natural or the counting numbers. They're just the numbers used for counting. So pretty much the numbers you would say when someone says, alright, we're going to play hide and go seek, why don't you count 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way up to positive infinity. That's the natural or the counting numbers. The whole numbers. If I take all the natural and counting numbers and include 0, I get the whole numbers. So 0, 1, 2, all the way up to positive infinity. One thing I like to do is I see that O in whole number, that kind of reminds me that there's a 0 there. So those are the whole numbers. Integers, the whole numbers and their opposites. So what we have is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. So from here on, these would be the whole numbers, but also the opposites of those. What an opposite is two numbers that have the same distance from 0 on the number line. So for example, 3, it's 3 units from 0 on the number line, but also negative 3 is 3 units. Because it's a distance, it's going to be positive. We wouldn't say negative 3 spaces. We would just say, oh, I'd have to move 3 spaces to get to 0. Same thing with 3. These are the numbers you usually see on a number line when we are numbering the number line. It's another way I like to look at it. So those are the integers. Okay. Now this is one mistake I'd like to take a look at. When we're numbering the number line or the integers, just please make sure when you do this, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but if you're going backwards from 0, or if you're becoming smaller, the first number here should be negative 1, then negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. I've just seen this come up a couple of times and I did want to mention it. Okay. Alright, so in our next slide, our next video, we'll just kind of take a look at these numbers and what subsets they're a part of. So we'll kind of have a little quiz here. So just look for subsets of rational numbers quiz. Alrighty, hope it helped.